Last night, I accidentally, well, not accidentally, but I found an old folder of mine where I store all my finished artworks and all my practices and doodles and all that stuff. And damn, I found a lot of artworks that just refreshed my memories with frustration and anger. And I saw some stuff that just awoken my flight or fight reflexes. Responses? I don't know. But I found a few that finished artworks that I never got around to posting. And I think the main reason, if I look back at it now, I like it. I like the artworks I did, but I think that time I didn't feel like it was worth posting or worth showing anybody. Some of this stuff nobody saw except me, and I'm kind of sad about it now if I think about it. And even my doodles and the sketches, like those stuff, never saw light. Nobody saw it, but it just stayed in my folder, and I really enjoyed scrolling through it, looking back at old stuff I did, old doodles, old sketches. And as I was scrolling through my old stuff, I just realized how important it is not to be that hard on yourself. I remembered hating doodles and sketches, and then I didn't finish it because I didn't like my first draft of it. And that's what it is. It's a first draft. It's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be the Mona Lisa. I mean, come on. Have you seen this shit? Anyway, don't feel bad about your current artistic level. Whatever the reason may be. Maybe you're too young. Maybe you're too old. You don't have enough experience. Maybe you have too much experience. Wait, no, that can't be right. That you don't have the motivation. All of those reasons, there's most likely some solution to it. Honestly, you just need to be patient with yourself. That's it. That's the golden rule, I think. Let me give you an example. One of these artworks I found scrolling through my folder. Oh jeez, I can't believe I'm going to embarrass myself like this. But here we go. So, example A. This is an image I drew. I remember it was in the middle of the night and I really wanted to draw something badly. Well, not draw something bad, I just really badly wanted to draw. Now it was already very late. I was lying in bed, but I got out my tablet and started to draw. I didn't really have a plan. I didn't have a reference. All I knew I was going to do was just draw some human character. And yikes, this was the results. Now for the record, this is not a bad drawing. If you're at this drawing level, good for you. That's really good. I'm proud of you. For me at that time, this wasn't personally acceptable for me. And yeah, I wasn't happy at how it turned out at the time. I got frustrated. Okay, no, I'm lying. I was actually very proud of my shading technique. You can kind of see I just took an airbrush and painted the shadows where I thought it was supposed to be. Anyways, I was impressed with my shading, okay? But the proportions and the face and the clothes and all the other stuff, I was not happy about. I was not satisfied. I remember being confused because not long before this, I felt like I was improving and I felt like I could actually call myself an artist. But then I ended up with this. I just couldn't understand, so I just decided to go to sleep and forget about it. Just forget in general to try and be an artist. Skipping ahead to the next morning, I woke up, had some breakfast, got a cup of coffee. I came back to this character with new perspective and motivation, trying to hype myself up, telling me it wasn't that bad. I was just emotional and I was tired. And I looked at it, I still hated it. But with the fresh motivation, the new fire still burning inside, I wanted to do better. I wanted to actually be good. I decided to hop on the handy dandy Pinterest app, find a nice reference to attempt my second version of this character. And so I give you example B. Example 2, I don't remember what was the first example I gave. Anyways, this is the drawing I ended up with. Now, is it perfect? No, but it was a better attempt. Well, at least it was a second attempt. You can see, I liked the way I shaded the previous one. I just, implemented that technique here as well. Pretty cool if I do say so myself. I felt really cool. Yeah, okay. I can go on and give you multiple examples of times that I was doing a sketch or was almost halfway into my artwork and just deciding, you know what, I don't like this. I'm gonna skip it and move to the next one, and then I just don't continue. I don't try and fix it. Something I learned back in art class was when I was painting to stop and just take a few steps back, stand at the other end of the classroom and just look at your painting from afar. Now, number one, I felt really damn cool doing this because I looked like a pro. But second, it actually helped. It helps a lot with colors and composition. It really helped to place what you have in your mind onto the artwork, because if you're up close you don't see the whole picture, but when you take a few steps back, one, you look cool, two, it really helps to see the whole picture and fix any mistakes you see. So to hate your creation is kind of harsh. I think the better way to go about it is to challenge yourself. Now, I hear what you're saying, but art is already challenging enough. Now I need to challenge myself even harder? And to that I say,
good guess, but actually no.
Don't overthink it. Here are a few tips that helped me when I feel frustrated with my art, and I don't know, maybe it can help you as well. Tip number 1 is just take a break. Sometimes it really helps to do my base sketch, take a break, come back, do the line work, take a break, come back, do the coloring, take a break, come back and do the finish renders. Because with this, you focus on your sketch now, and then you go take a break, come back with new perspective, come back maybe with new knowledge if you did some practices in between or whatever. You come back with new fresh motivation. You see that your proportions is not right or your composition doesn't look that good, so you take that lasso tool, you fix it up. I don't know, I don't really use the liquefying tool, but if you use it, you can use the liquefying tool and just smoosh it all in the right place. And then when you're happy with that, you can do the line work. And then what I do is I use Clip Studio Paint. So I always do my line art on a vector layer. So it's much easier to move around, change the line widths, erase, redraw, much easier. And then take a break, come back and do the coloring. And then you're focused just on the coloring, nothing else. Then you take a break, come back, and then render it. And then before you render it, if there's still problems, you can still fix it. The other tip is to give yourself more time. That's why now I give myself a week to finish an art piece. Like I said previously, one day I'll do the sketch, the next day I'll do the line work, the next day I'll do the coloring, the next day I'll do the rendering, and then every day I just focus on that specific thing. Sometimes it takes me 2 to 3 days to do a sketch. I hate it, but that's how I work. Another tip I have is to do multiple sketches. Don't go for your first sketch. Think of it as a draft. That's why people write books more than once. I did it with the script. I scripted out, came back the next morning, wrote the whole thing over again, and then later that night did some tweaks wrote half of the script all over again. Just do your sketches the same. Do your rough, really rough sketch, and then make a new layer above that, sketch it out again, do it about 3 times, and then every time try and make the sketch a bit more clean, add a bit more detail, try to add something more onto the sketch. And then when you're 100% happy with your sketch, then you can start doing your line art. At the end of the day, this is a journey. And you should enjoy it. Art is supposed to be enjoyed. If you don't like the way your sketch looks, erase it. Use the lasso tool, use the liquefying tool, do what you need to make it look right for you. If not, take a break, come back. If you still don't like it, start scratch. Don't delete that sketch. Start a new workspace and start a new sketch. Because when you're finished with that one, you're gonna look back at the first attempt at that artwork and you're gonna be like, holy, I can't believe I drew like that. Trust me, it's gonna be fun. I do think in this day and age, we all feel like we need to succeed with everything we do. I fall victim to this every time. Sometimes I feel like I only draw to post on Instagram. That's why it's always good for yourself to draw for yourself. Even if it feels like a waste of time, it never is. Because you always learn something out of it. And those skills you can apply to your next artwork or your next commission. And trust me, save those practice drawings or doodles or first attempts or whatever. Because in a few months or a few years, you're definitely going to look back at it and feel so proud of yourself.